The chances of Nigeria winning medals at the Tokyo Olympics has been dealt a big blow with the declaration of 10 of the country's athletes as ineligible to compete. A statement from the Athletics Integrity Unit, an independent body created by World Athletics that manages all integrity issues, revealed that a total of 18 athletes have been declared ineligible. Nigeria is the most affected country, not meeting the minimum testing requirements under Rule 15 for 10 athletes. The requirement is that Nigerians must undergo at least 3 no-notice out-of-competition tests. However, 10 athletes are yet to complete these tests, making them ineligible for now. Well, the framework demands that national federations are accountable for ensuring appropriate anti-doping measures are in place in their respective jurisdictions.
Well, the question then would be, did our federation do the needful before, these people went to the Olympics? Well, earlier, Rise senior sports correspondent Ferdinand Roha spoke to athletics coach Olalekan Soetan. He started by asking how bad this is for Team Nigeria.
Now, the chances of Nigeria winning medals at the Tokyo Olympics has been dealt a big blow with a declaration of 10 of the country's athletes as ineligible to compete. Our statement from the Athletics Integrity Unit, an independent body created by World Athletics that manages all integrity issues, revealed that a total of 18 athletes have been declared ineligible, and Nigeria is the most affected country, not meeting the minimum testing requirements under Rule 15 for 10 athletes. Now, the requirement is that Nigerians must undergo at least 3 no-notice out-of-competition tests. However, 10 athletes are yet to complete this test, making them ineligible for now. Now, the framework demands that national federations are accountable for ensuring appropriate anti-doping measures are in place in their respective jurisdictions. But joining us now to share some more light on this is athletics coach Olalekan Soetan. Welcome, Coach. Now, talk to us exactly how bad is this situation for Team Nigeria now?
Well, it's really bad for the athletes who have been denied the opportunity of maybe becoming Olympians. We have young athletes among the 22 athletes that are featuring. Our elite athletes definitely are not affected. 5 of our elite athletes are on Adams. They are not affected. And the 5 have witnessed Olympics before. This is not their first Olympic. But for the young ones, the first timers who will be affected, who are not getting tested enough in Nigeria, which I'm sure majority of the ones in collegiate system and the local ones will be involved. So to me, it's that bad. I can't imagine my athletes being at Olympics and won't be able to compete because necessary things that ought to have been done here, cheap things. Federal government is responsible to sponsor doping in every nation. So you are not doing that and you let our athletes go out there without doing the right test. And we've been notified 8 months before now that we will be in this mess. But some people neglected it and said we're not at risk of not attending this Olympic Games. So it's really bad. It's bad even on the whole team because some of the reserves for the relays will be affected if many of them are not even affected already. So to me, how would you feel when your teammates are not going to compete, those who you think should be your reserve? And it's really bad for everybody on that team. It's really a sad one for Nigeria, for the image of our country again, that we are in this mess. Everything bad in this world, they will mention Nigeria is part of it. It's bad enough that we are in a category now that we've been notified. So if you see Bahrain presented 13 athletes and 0 are affected. The same thing with Kenya. Kenya only got 1 and they replaced the athletes immediately. But we don't have many. We just have 14 athletes that are qualified automatically to compete at the games. And out of the 14, only 5 are guaranteed that they won't have problem because they are getting tested regularly. So it's really
well, Coach. Let's talk about this situation. Well, at this point, can we ask if this could still be remedied? Can we ask if this test could still be done?
It's too late. tests must be done 3 weeks apart. You don't have 3 weeks for the next. You don't have 3 weeks more to the games. So it's too late for those athletes to run the test. It's too late.
Right, and taking a look at this now, well, one will begin to ask at this point, you've already talked about the government doing more. Well, at whose doorsteps, can we definitely put this right now, talking about the athletes, or perhaps is it the authorities? Well, who do we put this blame on at this point?
The athletes are not to be blamed, but I believe part of the blame should go to their handlers, the personal coaches, because I informed most of my colleagues on our platform that I am sure Nigeria is not doing the needful and they should request for tests. I even asked some of them if you can pay NADC to come and test your athletes non-notice out of competition. You better do it, because we know Nigeria, things don't work. This
Fortunate that we will have some of these issues at this point, but well, we're still trying to remain optimistic that, well, maybe there could be a miracle somewhere. Well, maybe somehow we will get to realize that it's not as bad as it is. But thank God that you've mentioned it, that some of the elite athletes, or most of the elite athletes, are not indeed involved. Well, we have been speaking with Coach Olalekan Soetan on the issues concerning Nigerian athletes. Some of them getting some kind of a hammer from the World Athletics, and then not being able to compete at the Tokyo Olympic Games.
Well, that was Ferdinand there, and Soetan.